Hi y'all, so here we are. It's about 10:30 in the morning, and we just finished loading another load of tobacco. It's about 85, almost 90 degrees already, and they're calling for a heat index of over 109 today, so it's going to be a cooker. We're trying to get this stuff done while it's cool out, or at least a little bit cooler. But I just want to take a little time and maybe explain to some of you why we do what we do. I'm not sure how many of you have gone back and watched through all the videos, but if you watch the first one, you'll find out that we are a first-generation farm family. And what that means is neither the farmer or myself grew up on a farm, grew up with people who farmed. His parents were into a variety of things. My parents are both blue-collar workers. My mom was a teacher. My dad worked in an office. I actually have my nursing degree. I'm a full-time nurse still, just to help make the payments on this farm. First-generation farming isn't something to balk at. You go out and ask any farmer how to get into farming, and they'll say grow up on a farm. It's not something that you just go get into. So for us to be trying to do this, we decided that this is what we want to do for our kids. We want to give them this experience. The farmer grew up farming. He grew up with 35ers, which are a group of people who use horses and do things very old-fashioned, so to speak. He grew up learning tobacco with them. Went from that into running a dairy at the age of 11. And some of you guys are going to be like, yeah, right, she's making this shit up. So I just want to tell you, no, I'm not. I'm not going to make up a story. I'm just trying to give you what our story is. So he went from there. He went out and did custom harvesting out west, ran the custom harvest crews out there. And came back in here and tried to get back into it in here. Ended up hurting his back. 5 back surgeries later, he went into trucking. So he did oversized loads for a little bit, and then we had our first child. And when we had our first child, we said, you know what? We want to have a farming life for our kids. So we went out and we found a farm that we could rent. Started renting it. And it was a non-operational farm. So that means there was nothing on that farm. We have started this from the ground up. Everything that we have is stuff that we bought with our money, stuff that we took loans out for. And one of the only ways that we could get this done is to have a diversified portfolio of crops. So, we started out with soybeans and corn and wheat. Obviously, those are, crops of choice. But as the farmer grew up learning tobacco, we decided that even though we don't encourage smoking, we don't encourage chew, we don't encourage, dip or anything like that, it's something that we had to do to get to the end point. It's a lot of hard work. And, a lot of you will say, you know what, you could have done this or you could have done that. Well, this was our choice. This is what we decided to do. And this is the way we decided to be able to get our farm up and running. You get wheat harvest in July, you get soybeans and corn in September, and we needed something that could provide us with an income over the winter months. And that's where the tobacco came in. So yeah, some of you may say, plow your crop under, or people give you dirty looks when you grow tobacco. I've been there. But for me, I think that it's more important to have my kids grow up on a farm, learning hard work, learning how to provide for themselves. You know, not growing up watching video games and sitting on their butts all day inside. I want to teach them hard work. I want to teach them, you know, how to feel proud of themselves at the end of the day. And if I have to get out and work and sweat and work a 40-hour job and come home and load a wagon of tobacco, then that's what I'm going to do. I'm doing it for the kids. I'm doing it for my family. And it's hard to get into farming. It's not something that you just say, okay, I'm going to go do. I mean, I think you ask any of the other farmers, how do I get into farming? They're going to tell you, they're going to laugh at you. You have to be born into farming unless you're willing to put in the hard work and go out there and have people laugh at you and have people tell you you're not doing it right or you shouldn't do it this way. So if you guys want to sit there and you want to, you know, dislike my videos because they have to do with tobacco or tell me to plow my crops under because it's, you know, unhealthy for you, I'm not telling you to go out and smoke. I'm not telling you to go out and chew. In fact, as a nurse, I'm telling you quit. But for my family, this is what I need to do to be able to get this farm paid for. We had to buy everything, and tobacco is the easiest thing to get into with the least expense necessary. The barn was already here, so we could just continue to use that. That was one thing that was on this farm. It's helping us to get our beef operation up and running. It's helping us to get into other areas, custom work, stuff that we want to be doing. I don't foresee that we're going to be doing tobacco our whole lives. I don't know that we can handle it. Honestly, it's a lot of work and we're getting up in age. So, but you know what? It teaches hard work. It teaches discipline to the kids, and it teaches you to be proud of what you did. As in anything in farming, but it was the easiest thing for us to get this farm up and running. It was the easiest thing for us to start getting cash flow from. And we are starting to get into the custom work. We are starting to get our beef operation up and running. That barn that we showed in some of our videos, that is something that we designed ourselves. That was not here. We built it. And you know what? I'm proud of what we do. I'm proud of my husband for how hard he works. And I'm proud of the kids for putting up with everything. So I guess if you want to give me a thumbs down, then whatever. If you want to give me, you know, comments about how horrible tobacco is, I know that. I'm a nurse. So I just wanted to give you a little idea of why we are doing what we're doing. And just give you a little background on who we are. And yeah. So I hope this sheds some light on why we're doing what we're doing and why we're growing tobacco. And, you know, I hope you can respect that. All right, so just a few more thoughts here. I thought I'd tag in here. Farming is a dying breed for family farms. You see a lot of the commercial farming, but the world is getting bigger, and I feel like there's a need for more farms, more family farms, and just more farmers to feed everybody. We wanted to give our kids that opportunity, and in order to give them the opportunity and maybe not have to work quite as hard as we do, we're putting the effort into getting this farm up and running with any means we know possible. And that'll allow for our kids to have the choice of whether they want to be a doctor, a lawyer, a nurse, or a farmer. Whatever they want to be, they can have that choice. And they'll have the work ethic that they can put into it. They'll know how to work hard, and it'll give them a leg up in life. So just a little addition there, and as we go along here, we'll continue to share a little bit more of our story, where we are and why we're here and why we're doing what we're doing. So I hope you guys continue to come along with us for this ride, and Just to let you know, the whole reason that I started this YouTube account was because there are so many people out there that have absolutely no idea what it takes to farm, what is entailed in making food for people, producing, you know, beef or producing crops. So it's just more of like an educational thing, as well as just kind of getting our story out there, documenting our story, so when the kids grow up they have something to look back on. So thank you for coming along with us in this journey, and I hope you enjoy the videos. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, and have a great day.